Welcome to Don Bosco in a Year podcast.
Day 11. After the loss of so much time, it was finally decided to send me to Chieri, where I could continue seriously with my schooling. That was in 1830. One raised in the backwoods finds plenty of novelties to wonder at in even a small country village. I lodged with a woman from my own town, Lucy Mata, a widow with one son. She used to stay in the city to help him and keep an eye on him. The first person I met was Father Eustace Valimbetti, of revered memory. He gave me a lot of good advice on how to keep out of trouble. He invited me to serve his Mass, and thus he could always advise me well. He brought me to see the headmaster in Chieri and introduced me to my other teachers. Up to now, my studies had been a little of everything and amounted almost to nothing. Accordingly, I was advised to enroll in the 6th class, which today would correspond to the first year of Gymnasio. My teacher was Dr. Punetti, also of dear memory. He was very kind to me. He helped me in school, invited me to his home, and was very sympathetic to me because of my age and my goodwill. He went out of his way to help me as much as he could. My age and my size made me look like a pillar amongst the little companions. I was anxious to get out of that situation. After 2 months of the 6th class, I was at its head. I took an examination and moved up to the 5th class. I went gladly to my new class because my classmates were more my size and my teacher was the beloved Father Valimbetti. After 2 more months, I led the class again and by exception was allowed to take another examination and so was promoted to the 4th class, which is equivalent to the 2nd year of Gymnasio. Here, my teacher was Joseph Sima, a strict disciplinarian. When he saw his student as big and stocky as himself coming into his class in mid-year, he joked in front of the whole class. He's either a simpleton or a genius. What do you make of him? Taken aback by that harsh introduction, I answered, something in between. I'm just a poor young fellow who has the goodwill to do his work and get along in his studies. He was mollified by my reply and went on with unusual kindness. If you have goodwill, you're in good hands. I'll see that you won't be idle here. Don't worry. If you have any problems, tell me promptly and I'll sort them out for you. I thanked him with all my heart. After a couple of months in his class, something happened that gave rise to some comments about me. One day, the teacher was explaining the life of Agesilaus in Cornelius Nepos. I did not have my book with me that day, and to cover my forgetfulness, I kept my Donato open in front of me. My companions noticed, and first one and then another began to laugh. Suddenly, the whole classroom was in an uproar. "What's going on here?" shouted the teacher. "What's going on?" he shot at me this time. Everyone was looking at me. He told me to construe the text and repeat his explanation. I got to my feet, still holding my Donato. From memory, I repeated the text, construed it, and explained it. Instinctively, my companions expressed their admiration and burst into applause. The teacher was angry beyond description. It was the first time, according to him, that he had failed to maintain discipline. He swung at me, but I saw it coming and ducked. Next, he placed his hand on my Donato and demanded of my neighbors the reason for all the commotion. Bosco had his Donato in front of him all the time, my companions explained. But he read and explained the lesson as if he had the Cornelius text. The teacher took the Donato and insisted I go on for 2 sentences more. Then he said to me, "In tribute to your wonderful memory, I'll overlook your forgetfulness. You're blessed. Only see that your gift is put to good use." At the end of that school year, between 1830 to 1831, as a result of my high marks, I was promoted to the 3rd class, equivalent to the 3rd year of Gymnasio.
Thank you for joining us today on this journey to know Don Bosco. May these reflections deepen our faith, guide us closer to God each day, and hope to see you all tomorrow. Till then, keep seeking, keep praying, keep growing.